Hello everyone, this is Dogbog. We're breaking the stream, and I'm bringing you a Let's Play today of Fallout Tactics, third game in the Fallout series, and one of my favorite ones. It is a bit of a departure from the standard Fallout RPGs, where you build your characters, you kind of have moral decisions or other choices to make, right? And you can kind of react to the game world. This one, not so much, very linear in terms of, it goes from A to B, but it has a bigger focus on the tactical combat and the special gameplay, right? So having that action points, having those things like that. That being said, I also like it because it also offers a real time aspect of it, right? And there's other games like that that came along around that same time period, like XCOM Apocalypse, that had real time elements. And really, a lot of the old guard, in my opinion, don't appreciate the real time aspects. They are a little hokey, but at the same way, it is a little faster than turn-based mode, and with Fallout Tactics, I find it much more enjoyable to play through the real time. The story is actually non-canon, right? Brotherhood took a blimp. Blimp crashed around Chicagoland area, and Brotherhood set up a camp, and they're just trying to kind of get home, and they uncover an ancient secret, right? That's kind of where we're at with this. We're going to start a new game. We're going to go through it. We're going to play it through, and it's going to be on the normal difficulty. And again, it's going to be real time. So let's go ahead and create a character and watch the introductory cutscene. So the character I'm creating today goes by the name of Larc. Maybe a little bit strange, but you know what? This guy likes to run his car washes. So for the skills, I'm going to set small guns, repair, and pilot. And for those of you not familiar, this is the very standard special sort of gameplay where you have your special stats, your skills, and your optional traits. So if you played Fallout 1 and 2, this will be very familiar if you haven't. And you're familiar with like the more modern Bethesda Fallout titles, you still kind of get some of this, at least in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. So with our stats here, it's a tactical game. It's not really a talking game, as you can even see here in the skilled list. Like we don't actually have a skill for speech. It's just not possible. So I'm gonna just take that charisma from a gamification standpoint and bank those points. From our traits, these are going to offer one-time benefit, or I'm sorry, not a one-time benefit, a game-long benefit, and a game-long cost as well. And for this game, I'm going to choose Fast Shot and Gifted. Fast Shot gives us faster fire rate on our weapons in real time at the expense of not being able to aim them, which is great because eventually I'm going to go into big guns. Gifted actually gives us a +1 to all of our stats, but we lose a ton of skill points. We lose 10% on every skill at the beginning, and we actually get 5 less skill points per level. You can see our bartering's a massive -2%. So we'll have somebody else do the bartering for us. And so with that, what I'm going to do is kind of redistribute our stat points so that I can get 9 action points, max out my intelligence so I can get there, give us a little bit more endurance and a little bit more luck. And so you can see here, Larac's doing all this stuff. He used to own a car wash, before the bombs fell. Now he's here. Yeah, learned how to use his small guns. He's ready to repair and pilot. Now we just need to choose his appearance. We'll go ahead and go with this fellow and choose this here. And he likes to wear blue, so we'll do that. All right, we're going to go ahead and start the game, and we're going to go into an intro cutscene as well as a mission briefing.
Ten hut! All right, you mutated redneck green-skinned sacks of irradiated flesh, listen up! I am Paladin Rychek. I am in charge of training you backward maggots in the art of war and survival. In my time in the Brotherhood, I have personally trained more than 50 initiates, and I am proud to say almost 14 of them are still alive and kicking. The elders have ordered me to mold you flabby, hip-slapping, berry-picking, rat-rubbing Brahmin kissers into capable warriors. And I am going to do it, even if it kills you. I will teach you how to eat, sleep, walk, talk, shoot, spit like a Brotherhood soldier. First level of training will be recruitment detail. You'll go to the surrounding villages and see what able-bodied primates are ready for an honest life's work. It is your duty to remind the village elders that if they want continued protection from the scum of this world, they will uphold their end of the bargain by providing resources and their best and brightest for Brotherhood training. Now get your weak-kneed, superstitious, soft-skinned, uneducated butts to the armory. You will be issued basic weapons and armor. There are 3 simple rules to follow with Brotherhood equipment. If you damage your weapon, you will spend a week in the box. If you damage your armor, you will spend a week in the box. If you lose either, I'll kill you myself. And one final thing, ladies. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Steel.
At ease, Initiate. My name is General Barnaky. I will be giving you your orders before every mission. But before that, I'd like to personally welcome you aboard. Considering that the Brotherhood basic training attrition rate is 85%, you should be very proud of yourself. Now, on to business. 2 nights ago, raiders invaded the resource-rich tribal village of Brahmin Wood. Their losses have been heavy, and they are now ready to accept the Brotherhood's conditions for protection. We will return their lands and rescue these primitive people in exchange for food and a portion of their older children for new recruits. We must expand our ranks to meet our objectives, which makes every village count. I don't know what is driving the raiders this close to our base of operations, but they have been punishing the surrounding area. Brahmin Wood is one of many villages that is now occupied by raiders. The inhabitants that did not escape have been slain or imprisoned. Make no mistake, Initiate, they have killed a fair amount of our brothers. Do not underestimate them. You will take your squad to Brahmin Wood, locate and eliminate the leader of the group of raiders. Once he is removed, his followers will surely fall into disarray. You will then use the Brotherhood's superior might and intellect to butcher the remaining criminals. This is a standard assault mission, so consult the map in your Pip-Boy for the latest intelligence on the area. One more thing, warrior. You must ensure that the village elder survives. He is the key to our plans for this town. According to the local tribal custom, he alone deals with outsiders. Without him, we can have no agreement with the rest of the tribe. Dismiss.
Okay. And so now we're back into the game proper, and we're going to immediately be hit with more exposition. So we're just going to talk to the village elder here.
Greetings to the Brotherhood of Steel. You are speaking with Charon, elder and tribal father to Brahmin Wood. You have arrived none too soon. Our village has fallen to raiders who rode out of the darkness. Some of my people escaped death or bondage by fleeing into the wasteland, but without tools and shelter. This must be the doing of the Brahmin god of fate. With the bandits we trade away our present. In the Brotherhood we trade away our future. Very well, Initiate. I fully agree to your terms, but I fear this decision will haunt me till I reach the eternal grazing field in the heavens. Our villages are being held prisoner in the camp. Save them, and you will have more people to aid your cause. Lose them, and you will be cutting Brahmin from your own herd.
All right. So now we got the mission. We got all of our people. Let's take a quick look at them. Won't spend too much time here, but you can see here we got Farsight, we got Stitch. Farsight, if we take a quick peek at her character, she has good perception. She has good agility. And she's got small gun sneak and outdoorsman. So this is excellent for us because she's going to play our sniper. Farsight is actually one of my favorite characters in the game, at least from a power perspective. That perception at 8 is just really good. There are other characters, and we might replace her later, but for the most part, I usually just take her through the entire game. And then Stitch, good old Stitch. He's good-natured, which is actually kind of hilarious to me. But at the same rate, he's also good at bartering first aid and doctor as a result, and it's pretty good here. He is actually also level 2, so he's like one of the old dogs, which is kind of cool. with that and how they did it. And because he has a bad perception, they gave him the shotgun, and I think there's a little bit of humor from the developers in there. And I find that just wonderful. Okay. So, let's go ahead and get into the mission properly. You can see there's a number of guys off the bat we can see, and the map is actually fairly linear in this first mission, where you just kind of go in that first area, and you make a loop around, and then into the center, and then back out again. And we're going to go ahead and just do that. It's also the first mission, so we can get away with just being kind of very brazen, and so that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to go here and start this altercation, and we're going to get our people kind of lined up here. Yeah, the guy's making fun of us for the tutorials. And there we go. There we go, perfect. Yeah, and so, you know, we can deal with them pretty much in this way as we go through the rest of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab Foresight, we're going to grab Stitch and Larc, and we're going to move them up. And just kind of bum rush literally all of these people forever. Alright, and so with that, alright, we got, ooh, we're taking some good hits there. Let's make sure Stitch is in front. Alright, so this guy is running. We're just going to run over here. Might trigger another person. Okay, we did. Good. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and loot while we have the opportunity. These early missions, it's very prudent to actually loot and take, I think, everything, personally, because you can trade it away for bottle caps down the road. And then what we're going to do here is, Larc's actually in the orange, so we're just going to have him eat one of these stim packs quite up, so heal, and then we're going to move on to the next area. So we can actually see this guy thanks to our perception, and then we're just going to get into a fight with him, have him waste his points, and then move forward. And what I mean by that is that this actually, even though it's real-time, still uses an action point system. Everything does take actions, and as long as you're moving, you don't regen points. So you only regenerate your action points if you stay still. And so we had that guy fire from his capacity down to 0, and then we were able to kind of move in while he's kind of essentially reloading and kill him. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to hand that key over to Larc. And we're going to start looting up these raiders, make sure we got everybody. Again, it's important to make sure everything is good. So what we're going to do is do the same thing again. Larc and... Ooh. Oh, good. We didn't notify it. Or we didn't activate it. Larc and Stitch are going to move in, and then Farsight's just going to move into the back here. And our point... Yeah, there we go. That's what we wanted. Alright, and so that went pretty clean. Dog is coming to get us. We should be okay, just standing here by the door. And my shot, Stitch shot me in the back, which is wonderful. That's going to happen quite a bit in this game, as people get shot up, especially if you're not really diligent about the positioning, which right now I'm not being, but we'll start seeing that kind of change as we move into the next sections here. Even in this map, I'm probably going to get a little bit more careful towards the top half, because that's when the raiders start actually becoming with like real weaponry. Let's see. Okay, so then we're going to go into this next area here, and we're going to loot up. And this next area is actually supposed to teach you about stealth. And you know what? I might as well show you. So we're going to have everybody sneak. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have Stitch move over here where this sleeping fellow is. We're going to have Larc move over here. He's on burst fire. And we're going to have Farsight just chilling right here. And what they're going to do is they're going to set up a XCOM 2 style kind of ambush, Overwatch ambush. And yeah, it'll go over fairly well. Alright, so everyone's in position. 3, 2, 1, go. And it's over. So, yeah, it looks kind of cool when you set these things up, and you can actually do that fairly often in this game. One of the things I intend to take advantage of in the future is actually all sorts of mines. Alright. Alright, so we got... Do we have an extra hunting rifle yet? No. Okay. Good enough. Alright, so then moving into this next area, I'm going to start to take it a little bit more careful, because this is the area where it starts getting dangerous. But one of the things I wanted to show off here was the perception again at work. So you can see there's people through this wall, but at first glance you're like, oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch of people there. It's going to be an interesting fight. One of them were actually innocents, so we don't need to worry about them too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I think, set ourselves to single shot here, and we're just going to rush in. And then we're going to keep an eye on the hit point tool, so the person in front, and that's going to be Stitch. Oh, 2 for 1. That's nice when that happens. Alright, so melee in this game is not trivial. It's very hard for us to do in the beginning. Oh, there we go. It's very hard for us to actually do in the very beginning of the game because all the weapons are fairly deadly, especially as we get into the mission 2 or 3 and they start bringing tons of like burst fire weapons. But if you set it up correctly, you can actually get a melee or in there and stun lock people and just have them bash them in. And we'll see that later when I start taking other teammates. So you can see here, these are the tribals. They're actually safe now. Because we killed their captors, and we looted up everything. Oh, here's that raider. Alright, we did good work there. And then what I'm going to do is rush in here. There's nobody here, but surprise! Sometimes the game actually spawns in people into these set locations. It's kind of weird. I don't understand the full logic around it, but I have noticed that they do that. So let's find out. No matter how diligent you're being, sometimes you just get surprised. And maybe that's the intent, right? Is to take and add a little bit of an element of surprise to these things. It's kind of a weird way to do it, though, if that's what you're intending. Alright, so now we got a hunting rifle. And you can see these hunting rifles are actually fairly sturdy. It does 8 to 20 damage at a 40 range. But one of the more important things to look at is the ammunition. Damage is average, penetration is average. Now, let's take a look at our other gun, our HKMP5. We have 8 to 17 damage, 20 range, right? So you can tell it's a much shorter range weapon, but more importantly, it uses this 9mm ammunition. Damage is negative 11%, and penetration is negative 20%. So what it does is actually gives the opponent more damage resistance, and you do less damage. So a hunting rifle actually does significantly more damage than an MP5. Per shot, and that's where we're noticing that sometimes, right, where our health just disintegrates, and that's where I said that it gets a lot more deadly as we kind of get into this next little bit here. So what I'm going to do is move Farsight and Larc up, and I'm going to have them equip their hunting rifles, and I'm going to get Stitch kind of over here. And so what's going to happen is when Farsight gets into position, she's going to open up on that guy, he's going to run up, and then they're going to stun lock him or get him to fire. And then we're just going to have Stitch run up and take him out from the side. So it was all done before I could even fully explain it. So we're doing really good here. And it's moving along fairly quick. What's also interesting is that house key we picked up earlier actually works for this rune as well. So it seems like they actually went through and changed all the locks here in this compound, which is kind of funny for me to think about that. Must mean they actually have a skilled locksmith on staff or on retainer. Okay, so we looted some ammunition. Stitch actually does not come with a lot of ammunition. We'll find that shotgun ammo is going to be fairly short supply. Shotguns are such useful weapons in this game. So it's nice to have some of that. Alright, I'm going to do a quick save here because this next encounter can get a little bit hairy if we aren't careful. So what we're going to do is we're going to run up over here. We're going to have our weapons equipped as so. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to duck Larc and Farsight. And we're just going to have them run up. And I think I want them to just kind of come over here. And then what we're going to do is have Stitch kind of on standby. Ooh, I'm going to have Stitch on standby right here in case anyone gets a little too close. In fact, I'm just going to lay down right now. Laying down, I think, increases percentage to hit. We have 46% now. Let me go up to here. Yeah, it gives you a substantial bonus to hit, so laying down is very nice. Okay, So what we've done is we kind of cleared that initial area. What we're going to do is spy around for other people. We see this guy. So what we're going to do is... Yeah, okay. Just run Stitch over here. That guy has some good weapon, but I think we're okay. Alright. So yeah, so right now, Farsight is a better shot than my character. And I actually don't think I can see him. Oh, whew, we got lucky there. So Farsight took a good hit. You saw her health kind of evaporate. We're going to have her eat some stim packs. We're going to have Stitch do the same. Alright, so we know there's a person chilling out in the bunker. We're going to have Farsight crawl over and kind of get them insight. And then we're going to have Larc kind of provide some more suppressing fire. And what Stitch is going to do is he's going to just bonsai charge this thing. Alright. Okay, so we see one person there. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of... You know what? Ooh, that hurt. So, yeah. Oh, cool. Alright, we're gonna... Actually, he's gonna decide to stand up. We can take him here. Nah. We're gonna have the twins come down here and do some work with their shotgun and their burst fire weapon. Alright. Too close, or too far away. Alright. Okay, we're doing good now. Everybody's dead. And we are ready to go. As you can see there briefly, laying down increases your accuracy, but it allows you to not use your melee weapons. So keep that in mind if you're trying to use some melee in the future. You know, just make sure your melee guys are never laying down. Alright. So we're just going to quickly loot up and heal again, and then we'll go into the next section. Alright, I'm going to use Stitch to loot this. Alright. And last thing, this little Hanna-Barbera crate. Okay, cool. And here we go. Alright. So, looking at our equipment, yeah, we have the right stuff equipped. There's a watchtower here. Now, this watchtower has a person on it, and this person is incredibly accurate, and so it gets a little bit hairy to try and outshoot him, so what we're going to do is we're just going to all climb the ladder at the same time. And then that way, he can't take us all. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get shot down below by this guy, but yeah, we got him down. With a cavalcade of hunting rifle shots. Okay, and so sometimes that's the best approach in this game, is to just take it on the face. And like just climb up the ladder like that. And it's going to get a little easier when you get better armor. But in these early games, again, the hunting rifle is probably the most powerful thing we're going to run into outside of like maybe a burst fire weapon slamming into us. And so I'm not too scared of too much that we have here, except those hunting rifles. They kind of chew through you real quick if you're not paying attention. Alright, so we're going to get everything loaded up. We're going to have Stitch and Larc. Alright, get them there, and then what we're going to do is move them out. And have them open up on this person. You can see this guy kung fu fighting us. Actually, it's kind of weird, because once he starts hitting you, you just can't stop, right? He just has to have it. Alright, so that person's dead. I think there's another one down here. No, in the next section. And then that's what we'll do. We'll just keep looting up and we'll move in. Okay. So we see that person. Yeah, that person just spawned into existence. Stitch took a hit. I'm going to run him around the corner, heal him. Farsight can get a bead on this guy from over here. And then what we'll do is put our hunting rifle on, duck, move here, and then I'm going to have Stitch kind of move around this side. Oh, there's a dog. We're going to run our character away because he is very hurt. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have Stitch kind of run in there while we go. There you go. Good old Stitch doing his work. So, what's nice about the game as well is that it is still a Fallout game in the sense that it does keep track of certain statistics and things by individual. So let's take a quick stroll through that. We have a chance here. So you can go down to these kills, and we can kind of see who's been doing all the work. Here? Yeah. So Stitch has killed 8 raiders, 3 large ones, 1 huge one, and a dog. Whereas everybody else, I guess I've been doing some work too. 2, 3, and 4. And Farsight hasn't gotten the last hit on a lot of guys here, so it's okay. Alright. So then what we're going to do is move into the next section. We're going to fight another one of these invisible people. Alright, and we're almost going to lose Farsight to friendly fire. That's okay. See, easy enough. Alright, loot them up. And go. If anything, you need to loot for the ammo. Larc's got the hunting rifle, okay, good. And then we got shotgun here, doing some good work. And then Farsight again, having a bad day. Okay. So, again, standard looting. We're in the final area now for this mission. And let's go ahead and secure the perimeter before we actually move into the next section. So, what I happen to know is that there's a guy in this corner. We're just going to have Stitch and the main character run over there. Stitch is going to get real nice and close and shotgun. I think that time a hunting rifle took it, but effectively it's the same. Alright, so we're into the final area here, and what's nice is that the game actually rewards you quite a bit for being perceptive of your surroundings, right? So we have our characters, you know, Larc and Stitch. These guys are powerhouses, but Farsight also needs to get a good angle. So let's go ahead and move these guys in and take the roof off of the building. So here we have this like little protector that kind of funnels us into 2 kill points on the in the mission, or I'm sorry, in this building. But then when we look at it, we actually find that there's ladder and some open ceiling here. We can use that to our advantage to cause a distraction. So what we'll do is we'll move Farsight to there, and then we'll have these guys go here.
Looky here.
We'll
I
hear
don't
some
recall
exposition
giving out
as well.
invites to Brotherhood of Steel Dogs. I bet my boss will give me all the promotion and props I need after I bring him some Brotherhood slaves. Let's see what you trained monkeys can show little old Horace.
Yeah, and little old Horace here, once he gets a little bit weaker, we're also going to see that he is going to talk to us again. So it'll suddenly cut the fight. Alright, we did good there. So what we'll do is move up a little bit more. We get Stitch on this side. Okay, we're going to that day with Larc. We're going to also heal with Farsight. Okay, reload. So, yeah, you can see we came back to the fight and things are progressing. Stitch is also in a bad place, but that's okay. Yeah, so that's it. We actually killed him before he could do his exposition.
You completed the objectives for this mission. Proceed to the exit grid.
Yeah, and so General Barnaky said thank you, and we're done. So let's go ahead and move on down and loot the bodies and move on out. Okay, there you go. It's a little finicky sometimes, and you're going to see me accidentally shoot quite a bit because my middle finger or my ring finger are actually a little bit heavier. And so what that means is that I'm going to accidentally right-click a bunch. And we're going to see that firing out. So some of the loot here was actually kind of cool. I think we got from Horace. No, it was just a Colt. Yeah, so we got a Colt 45 from him. I thought it was a Desert Eagle, but you know what? Not a big deal. All right, so stand up, and we'll start looting up the rest of these people. All right, and this chest here is locked. And we don't actually have the key for it, so it's actually an opportunity, like if you took like a lockpicker, to flex your skills here. But Farsight actually has just enough lockpicking to actually pick this lock. It just takes a few attempts. She might jam it. If that's the case, no biggie. We'll just move on. But yeah, here we go. All right. I'm going to pause the recording here until such time as we actually pick it. All right, and there you go. We have it unlocked. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and... Oh, I was trying to unlock it again. Okay. 2 stim packs for all of our effort there. All right. Cool. So yeah, everybody's looted, everybody's gone. Yeah, I even got the Hanna-Barbera chest in there. Alright. We're doing good. And the reason I call them Hanna-Barbera chests, unless in case you don't know, actually Stitch has the key. In case you don't know, is because those chests are a little bit fairly obvious, and they're also discolored a little bit, so you can actually tell they're interactive at a glance as opposed to anything else. So we're going to go down here, we're going to talk to the tribal elder, and we're going to see what he has to say. He's going to be real happy with us, I bet.
Your grace in battle is wondrous to behold, Initiate. The death screams of the bandits reminded me of angels singing. They will think twice before attacking this village again. Initiate, you defended my people as fiercely as a deathclaw protects her cubs. Please accept this ancient gift from us. You are now considered family in my humble village. And of course, all the recruits will be delivered to your base as agreed. Well done. You have our thanks.
All right. And those recruits are free. I don't believe they're slaves. They just have to be there. But once they get there, they're free. And we got a detonator for our trolls. Now, what I'm going to do is, actually, there's another person we skipped talking to over here. I'm going to quickly run over there with the main character. And I want to see if this person has anything to say. Normally their dialogue, why I skipped them, is, hey, I can't talk to you, talk to the village tribal person, and you're also a prophetic, star or something to that effect. We'll see what he has to say for us.
My name is Hawkeye, Dreamwalker and Spirit Watcher for my people. I have watched your deeds from the spirit world. I understand that you have done our people a service. For that, I thank you. The spirits have told me where to find some small magic that may be of use to you in your journeys. I have retrieved the healing powder that it may be yours. But remember, the healing comes at a price, as your perception will suffer. Here, take it and go with my blessings.
All right. Okay, so yeah, kind of glad I went back and talked to him because he gives us some healing powder. Okay, so with that, we'll go ahead and end the mission here by running onto the exit space. We're going to get a debrief, and then that'll take us to the world map.
Mission complete, warrior. You have dealt with the raiders without hesitation and without mercy. Well done. Every defeat we hand them lessens their numbers and increases our realm of influence. The primitives you saved will be thankful and fearful of the Brotherhood in the future. This is important since the village must learn to live by our strict rules and thus be free. I have to admit it's been a while since an initiate performed so solidly in his first mission. The fact that your actions prevented the loss of a single primitive's life speaks volumes of your ability. To show their respect, they renamed their Brahmin stud after you. The Brotherhood, however, will look favorably on you for your next review. You're dismissed.
Mm-hmm. What's cool about those debriefs too is that they're a little bit dynamic. It's like getting the ending credits for any of the Fallout 1 and 2 games. Or even New Vegas at the end of every mission. Because certain things in there, like for instance, if an initiate died, right, General Barnaky would yell at us and say, hey, I can't believe it, that you would let somebody die on your first mission. So it's kind of cool. Like if we had let some of the tribals die, for instance, we would have been reprimanded there. I don't think it would have had any game effect, but it would have just kind of changed the tone of the briefing, which is kind of fun and flavorful. Yeah, so with that, I'm going to end the video here. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. As we're trying to grow the channel, and the likes and the subscriptions go a long way to help us. But in addition, they actually help you kind of keep notified and maintain visibility into the channel and all the content that we're uploading here. So yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. And goodbye.